on turtles.
This is ridiculous!
Wow, a very accurate summary. Thank you. We start the episode at the dawn of the next day with Bonesteel using the sunlight as torture to get the vampires to work with him. You know, the thing he tried to do last episode, but they couldn't just do that there because they had to waste more time because they didn't bother to have anything of real substance in this 4-part story. A more accurate title for these vampire episodes would have been Waste of Time Parts 1 to 4.
I wanna bag me some turtle!
Yeah, that random goat sound effect sure never gets funny.
The sun! Oh, the sun!
You'd think at this point it'd be a little too late to keep bargaining with them.
The female turtle, she must not survive.
I'm gonna make them all extinct! Oops, guess no team up.
After the intro, we see a shot of the Twin Towers still intact on the edit that's on the Shout DVDs. And this is likely because the credits come up during it and they probably couldn't match the text and stuff, so they didn't bother. They do have another edited shot later removing them, and another spot where they used alternate footage, so it's not like they stopped doing these edits. I also think because the Brooklyn Bridge is overlapping the towers in the shot is probably too much effort to erase them like they did in the later shot. But the fact they have a shot with them there and then erased makes it odder and more obvious. There's also another effects shot where they just left them again.
Fine, but if the Shinobi stuff doesn't work this time...
Give the girl turtle a chance, Leo.
So with the random personality dice roll, this time Leo has landed on being the Venus skeptic, and now it's Raph, who was one of the ones dumping on her for no reason last episode, being pro-Shinobi shit. Sure, why not? Who cares who anyone is?
This is stupid.
It's Shinobi time.
Shinobi time.
So now, in part 4 of the vampire arc, the turtles are finally trying to put together weapons and a plan to fight them. Have I mentioned how annoyingly filler most of this arc is yet?
I rigged this from canning booth tubes. Should simulate daylight.
Yeah, a sparkly purple beam is what I always think of when I think daylight.
What's with the stinky squirt gun? It's a modified air gun, fires concentrated garlic juice in 3-ounce pulses.
Woo! This smells worse than Splinter's satin slippers.
I hate Splinter.
Tonight, we work as a team!
How sad is that? The turtles working together as a team is a special event.
Now you're really working together as a team! Oh!
But is Splinter gonna make it, or is he gonna be too busy making some more stunning artwork? We get a UK edit at the beginning of this getting ready to battle the vampires montage, cutting out Splinter cutting a steak. I guess 'cause he's using a knife. Pretty dangerous, yo. Fighting people's okay, but don't you whittle. Did Venus just forget how to use her magic or something? Well, there's no point or story to this, 'cause she just does it correctly by the end of this montage. Donatello has supposedly made a vampire tracker with a tin can and light bulbs.
When the heart leans towards home, a light on the outside of the canister goes off.
However, after the vehicle stock footage scene, we see the vampires flying around as sparkle bats and arriving at the park after the turtles are already there, so that just makes too much sense.
Let there be lights!
Ah, that's fresh, man. Hey, maybe you should pull out a Bonesteel 316 sign. I don't think anyone has ever thought to make a sign like that before. I guess Bonesteel must have just made plans to meet the vampires here and just hoped that the turtles would show up too. Otherwise, they'd just be standing around under a bridge.
Out, brief candle. Beans, the magical fruit.
So, we're just saying completely random bullshit at this point? I wish that was the end. I really do. And guess the turtles only brought the 3 steaks because they never try that again.
Zapola!
Solar light from the ageless orb is what harms us.
But it's the same. The electromagnetic waves.
Yeah, it just doesn't work because, I don't know. Same goes for the garlic juice. Bing just revels in being stinky anyway. After a minute of the vampires fighting the turtles, Bonesteel remembers he exists. I guess he was too busy talking to his gun to do anything before now. And like most trank darts, this makes Raph beat up Michelangelo before getting knocked out.
Pretty.
Oh, this blows. So we gonna get serious with the vampire plot now? No, of course not. Why would I ask that?
You guys are going for a ride with old Bonesteel.
Bonesteel! No!
Could you have given a more half-hearted no there, Splinter? I suppose I do kinda get it though. The turtles all do hate you.
I will destroy you both!
Catch!
My heart! It's gone!
Why would Van Mee even expect her heart to be in that? And why would Splinter give away the vampire detector? This also must mean that Splinter and Venus only just took the heart out of the detector, so Van Mee and friends are morons for just standing there instead of going after them. And somehow, Bonesteel has captured all 4 of the other turtles, even though we only saw him grabbing Raphael and Michelangelo, so that's a bit confusing. If we look back at the battle, apparently Leo and Donnie both got KO'd from a single blow from the Vamp Kids.
You guys are pathetic.
Bonus pathetic points for Donatello getting knocked out from a kick to the ass, cause that's where he keeps his brains in this show.
I can make a whole marching band out of your bones.
Then it's only fair to warn you that I'm completely tone deaf.
Alright, I'll give you that one, show, but don't worry, they immediately steamroll over their one funny joke with annoying sound effects.
I'll just turn your shell.
Anyway, Splinter and Venus are obviously now super concerned and are planning how to get the rest of the turtles back from Bonesteel.
The vampire is right. I am not a shinobi.
Just kidding, they're dinking around the lair and talking about how mean the vampires are.
Shouldn't we be worrying about the others?
Bonesteel is only one bonehead. They are 4 ninja.
Well, very justified this time.
I hate Splinter.
I am a loser.
You are a poor conjurer. All right, you stink. You stink. You stink. You stink. You stink. You stink. You stink.
You are useless.
But Master Chang-Yi was...
Chang-Yi was a great magician.
But he was a brilliant scientist.
What if the heart is telepathically linked to the vampire?
Wasn't that proven already with the vampire detector?
You'll have a heart-to-heart with the heart.
Splinter's pathetic.
Bonesteel is about to bash the turtles with a mallet when Raph gets the brilliant idea of a pretend heel turn.
Wouldn't you be happier with 3 guys and a gal?
Raph, you chump! You were totally without honor!
So Bonesteel holds a gun on Raph and tells him he has to prove he's bad now by bashing in Leo. So how's Raph gonna get out of this? Well, just by hitting Bonesteel instead. Yeah, that's a real nail biter there. And that's seriously the end of Bonesteel's involvement in this arc. Van Mee calls upon the first vampire to help her out, who instead of being a dummy stuck behind a magic force field is a flying plasma ball with a face or something. So, you know, a real classic take on vampires.
Master!
I guess I didn't know where you were flying to, so I'll just look at the blown out candles.
Vampires are more powerful than cats.
But they were really big turtles.
It would seriously kill this show to try and make anything have any meaning whatsoever, wouldn't it?
Send me to my heart!
You're a mega goof, Van Mee.
We see stock footage of the turtles driving home. So, where did they get their vehicles? They are escaping being kidnapped. Did they stop by the park on the way home and find that Splinter and Venus had just left the Humvee and bike there?
Hey! Thanks for the rescue attempt, guys!
Shh.
I hate Splinter.
Splinter's just so happy his sons aren't dead. Venus is now, I don't know, doing a turtle heart meld, I guess?
Venus is communicating with the evil organ.
Yuck!
what Vamee is attempting.
I don't mean to rush you, old timeless one.
Don't rush me, Vamee. I'm thinking.
Oh, of course not! We wouldn't want anything to be rushed in this well-thought-out story. Let's drag everything out, including Vamee having mini squabbles with a stupid light ball!
Can't believe you've been beaten by a turtle. What's next, evil salamanders? You are the silliest vampire I've ever known.
Oh no, you might want to take a look in the mirror, ball boy. Anyway, the ball teleports Vamee to the turtles, and are you ready for the climax to all this dinking around and playing hot potato with the heart? Well, up yours, audience, you don't get one.
Rise and shine!
Oh no, a sunbeam, much like the one that didn't bother me at all last episode.
What have you done to me?
Yeah, that's it. The turtles all just knew exactly where Vamee would teleport into and immediately kill her super easily. What a payoff! And was that due to the sunlight or her not getting her heart back in time? Who knows? Not worth getting into. It was only supposedly the plot of the last 4 episodes.
Is that all of her?
Yeah.
How did we get her remains? I don't know, but hey, gonna love that sun shining in on us.
So, back to China?
No, we stay.
And that threat of a follow-up is probably something they're planning for the 2nd season, but luckily that didn't happen.
How could I have known that the withered stink fruit I brought from China was actually the heart of a vampire?
Well, you could have known if some old idiot had told you about it instead of keeping it secret for no reason. So yeah, much like at the end of East Meets West with Leo narrating like something meant anything, we have Venus here giving a speech like what we just watched wasn't the biggest load of filler shit where barely anything happened.
I lost my master Chang-E before he could teach me all the things a shinobi must know.
Oh, what age did you have to get to before old Chunghead could tell you anything useful? 45? This was a giant waste of an idea and an arc. The Ninja Turtles fighting vampires should have been a really fun story instead of something where apparently they barely had an idea for 1 episode, let alone 4. If you want to see a decent story with the TMNT and vampires, they did at least do that in the 2012 series. I kind of wish too that something less stupid could have been done with Bonesteel. I liked the one idea they put out there that Bonesteel slayed vampires in his past. I wish his character too could have been more of a monster hunter than a stupid big game bozo. In a better written series, you could have had him after the turtles initially because he viewed them as monsters, but once the vampire threat shows up, he ends up teaming with the turtles because the vampires are clearly the bigger threat. And this could have added a bit of gray area to the character. Scott McNeil deserved a much better character than the final execution of Bonesteel. And we certainly know he would have done amazingly had they given him something more complex than this bumbling oaf man. However, make Bonesteel a more complex character, or make him a chair. I suppose that was a no-brainer. The biggest idiot of the episode was Splinter, for not caring at all about the turtles being kidnapped by Bonesteel and instead just going home and telling Venus she stinks. He also threw away that vampire detector, who needs that? I was almost tempted though to give it to Master Chung for being exceedingly useless from beyond the grave, but I expect more from Splinter. Or at least I used to. Next time on Next Mutation, Queese is back and makes some turtle clones, which are obviously a human problem, so our hero turtles don't need to get involved.
Hey, let's rock the house!
Green time! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
You guys are